Hello, good morning, my beautiful, wonderful friends. This is Marta from Drop of Sunshine, and I know I was supposed to make a little break and do not record any more tutorials until I will be fully moved and set in a new studio, but it's my birthday and I just wanted to show you this lovely treat I've made myself. I've purchased some stamp and die. This is a lovely rambling rose stamp set and die from Christina Griffith's new collection. And here you can see the thing I was super excited about is this CraftWorld Premium Magazine. This is the first issue of this kit, and look on that. My world, so many wonderful, beautiful goodies, and my heart is over the joy seeing this CraftWorld magazine because it's something I really, truly was very excited the second I heard about it. And here you can see there's lots of beautiful inspiration from the fellow crafters from the craft world, and this gorgeous pattern paper inside as well. I just quickly flipped through the magazine myself because I couldn't wait not to see these lovely goodies. And here you can see the part of the birthday and Christmas presents I have from my parents. I've received the box filled with some crafty goodies as well, with some ribbons and other things, and here I had this perfect matching ribbons as well to the design paper. So I am truly over the moon with everything I've got for this Christmas and my birthday. And I really love this salmony, very pinkish, like a settle tone color cardstock. And this die included in a set, it's got something like a little like a frame, which is the circular shape, but it reminds me of flower, so I've decided to turn it into the flower. First step I'm gonna be doing, I will create myself a card base. I am using a A4 size cardstock, so I'm just scoring it half, and then I will chop the rest on the on my guillotine, and that way I will get this perfect square. I think it's 5 7/8 by 5 7/8, if I'm right, the size of the card. And now I am cutting another piece of the cardstock, just the same size square, and this one I will be embossing with this gorgeous distress look embossing. I really love it. This is first one of those distress looks embossing folders I have. The second I saw it, I just thought, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. It's got this not only this beautiful pattern, but it's also distress look as well, so something which will be very good for creating this mixed media pages and things like that, adding this layer of the embossing. So here I had to change the sandwich first because each embossing folder's got a little bit different thickness. So first I've tried this blue base plate with the raspberry plate, but then I actually changed my combination and I used this pink plate, tan matte, and then raspberry plate. You have to check with your machines. Every machines take it a little bit different way, so this is the combinations. I'm switching in between those two usually, and that works fine. And now I am just cutting this flower frame from this pinkish color cardstock, and then I will start creating my card. I thought at first I had this idea to create the flowers with the stems, but then I've changed my idea later on. And now what I'm doing, what you see me doing here, I am just chopping the excess from the embossed panel just so I could have this nice edge all over my card. And I prefer to do it that way rather than cut to the size and then emboss it, because if you will emboss your paper, it's very likely that it will change the size slightly depending how deep the embossing is. But sometimes if you cut yourself a perfect square and then send it through the embossing folder, it may not be as perfect square afterward, because the paper could shrink a little bit on one side. So this is why I learned through the experience. I always prefer to emboss first and then cut to the size. And now I am taking this strip of the this is the same white cardstock. I just have those drawer full of the scraps, and I'm reaching for them whenever I need. And I will be embossing the lovely stamp from the same stamp set included in a kit saying happy birthday. I really like these fonts, and it's very clean, nice stamp image. It's a good size for a card as well. And what I'm gonna be doing, I will stamp it twice. The first layer I'm just hitting quickly without paying much attention, but once you see me placing exactly in the same position, I just put my paper right up to the corner, so I know exactly which. It will be easy for me to reposition it. And then I am adding the second layer of the embossing powder. And here at this time I am hitting from the back side, and the reason why I'm doing so is that it gives a really nice embossing. That way it's the heat temperature is not as high as you would blow from the top, and that way the embossing melt a little bit different. You can check it yourself. This is the tip I have from the from Phil Martin. One time I was watching his presentation on the craft stash that was on a live on a Friday, and he mentioned that, and since I try, I can vouch for it, that whenever you emboss the sentiments and you will blow your heat from underneath and not from the top side, you will get the better results, my friends. So this is something I am passing along, and you can try yourself. Now I took a little piece of the kitchen sponge and I smudge it all over the emboss panel. And now what you can see me doing here, I'm taking my finger and I'm slightly trying to clean up the edges, and then just slightly like take the excess powder from the rice bits from the embossing. If you would do it with the help of the brush, you will take off all the embossing, but I'm slightly brushing with my finger. That way the embossing stay in this debossed area, but the top layers, it's revealed the pattern, and I think it gives this lovely distress look as well. And this is something I like to do as well. And here I am trying to place my composition more or less to see what other things I may need. I was thinking of adding another sentiment, but then I've decided that one will be enough for this size of the card. And what I decided to do, I've decided to use some of my embossing powders to actually even enhance the papers even more. The first one I have, it's from the Moon Glow. I'm not quite sure if they're still produced. It's very old. I had it, and it says this is a golden pumpkin blush. It's very subtle. It's semi-transparent. And what I did, I just placed it all over this inside circle which I had after cutting this floral element. And once I heat it, I sprinkle it slightly, very slightly, with the golden embossing powder, and that way I was able to slightly change the color of the embossed element and give it even more shininess and sparkliness, and make it working even better with this golden frame. And then once I was happy with the result, I took the other two flowers, the outer part of the same die, and I've decided to sprinkle it with this wow specialty embossing powder, which is called Taffeta Pink. This one is also transparent, but it's got those lovely pinkish glittery particles which are sticking to the paper, and that way they enhance color even more. And I'm not doing that to change the color of my die cut element, but just to slightly enhance the color, just give it a little extra bling and a little bit like a touch up, so they will match with this embossing rest of the card. Now I am slightly trimming this strip just to make it a little bit more narrower so it will fit my card nicely. I think this is the very small card. It's a standard card size, but whoever knows me, you do know that I love creating those big cards, 8x8. So anything smaller is just a smaller card to me. So I just trimmed a sentiment so it's not gonna be taking as much space of the card. And now what I am doing, I've decided to cut few additional leaves, and for that I am using this gorgeous leaf die from the Simply Made Crafts. This is a lovely designs by Helen Griffin, and you can buy them exclusively from the Craft Stash. And here I am taking this green design paper and just cutting a few. I think I've made 6 in total, like 3 passing through the die cutting machine. And I love that this larger leaf, the single one, it has this incision in the middle which create that lovely like a vine through the leaf. So I really love that. And once I cut those leaves, I will be embossing them as well. And for the leaves, I have this new embossing powder in the sage color, and this is the powder I also have. I've bought it from the Craft Stash because I really like it. And secondly, I know I'm saying quite a lot that I'm buying here this and that in the Craft Stash, but I must tell you, my friends, I am a premium member of the CraftWorld community. You can upgrade your account to be a premium, and for the price of £20 you get 10% off on every single purchase. Even if something is on the sale or on a clearance, you still get that additional 10% off from every single product. So this is why I've decided to I am buying most of my products in the Craft Stash store now, because it's just cheaper for me. And plenty occasions they do have those bargains, additional deals where you can buy like 3 products, mix and match, and then have it cheaper or have some discounts on a distress or all other materials. So on top of having this great selection of the exclusive dies which are designed especially for the Craft Stash and you won't be able to buy them anywhere else, they do have a large selection of different colors, embossing, paints, medium, paper, whatever you need, and the magazines of course, and everything including magazines. I'm also getting that 10% off. Plus on this particular one, the CraftWorld Premium one, there was also additional sale for us because the magazine, I think it was $12.99 and I had it for $9.99. I believe, and then the 10% off. I think I must to check it. I'm not quite sure. I don't wanna lie to you, but let me just think. So yes, I've just checked and I've paid $8.99 for the magazine, which was worth $12.99. And also on the CraftWorld there is this downloadable files for the papers. You can have this additional design papers for this magazine kit as well. So this is something, if you're interested in, definitely worth to check, because once you go over the paper, you will be able to print yourself the copies as well. So going back, because I didn't say that, I think I've missed that one, that £20 pay for the upgrading for a premium membership is actually a yearly charge. It's not something you pay every month. No, it's just once a year, and then for the entire year you have this 10% off for everything you buy over the Craft Stash, plus additional access to this premium membership content on the CraftWorld, which is like free downloadable files, sticky stamps, access to a digital version of the magazine and things like that. So back to my card, I used a sage embossing powder. It got my leaves a little bit darker. At first I thought I maybe do the stress look as well, but to be honest, the time for me, I need to speed up with the pack in the house. So once I wrap up this video, I think I will make a little bit break. I'll definitely make a little break from recording because we need to move this house ASAP. So I'm still packing my studio. I'm sorry, it takes me so much time, but to be honest, the second I'm just opening every single drawer, I'm just like, oh wow, I forgot I had this. So I'm just like doing a little excavation and rediscovering all these goodies I have. So I'm having tons of ideas and my head is nearly exploding from having all this inspiration right now. So sometimes if you feel that you missing, some inspiration, definitely clean up in your own studio craft room and you will find some goodies which will bring you lots of ideas, I think. And this is the way to do it as well, my friends. So here I'm just pulling all card together. You can see I've decided to add those golden half pearls in the centers. I really like how those flower centers turn out because they have this like a pumpkin embossing on top, but sprinkled with the gold. It's hard to see on the camera, but it has this like a teeny tiny dots which are resembling the flower center. I really love it. And I've decided to use this gorgeous ribbon I have from my mom. I think this color is matching perfectly to the card, so I bound it myself about my favorite way, using this little piece of the jewelry wire, and then I add this large like a gem. Well, it's not gem, it's like a half pearl, but with this like a little bubbly texture on the front. You will see it in a minute. So now I'm trying to position the ribbon, and I was thinking of it like 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, shall I put it here or there? But to be honest, I'm quite I think I've put the sentiment a little bit too low. I should put it a little bit higher up. If I would redo the card once again, I would glue it a little bit higher, but I didn't do it. And I know that if I will unglue the sentiment right now, it will create the mess on this emboss piece. I would probably could cover it with the leaf, and normally if I had a little bit more time I would probably do that, but I am trying to wrap this card quickly and then just final touch a few Nuvo drops, and I'm off to pack in my boxes because we will definitely do like 2 or 3 rounds today with taking some stuff to the new house. So that was my card for today. Thank you so very much for spending this birthday morning with me, and I hope you enjoyed this inspiration with this new CraftWorld Premium Magazine. Stay blessed, safe, my friend, and see you next year. Bye bye.